24-hour news source. 33 Eyewitness News continues.
The city of Youngstown is ready to dish out $1.4 million to refurbish its neighborhoods. It will be up to homeowners to apply for the free money. The first neighborhood to be picked is on the south side, bordered by Indianola to the north, Ferndale to the south, Glenwood to the west, and Hillman on the east. $700,000 is available for homeowners in that area.
Historically, we've always done it citywide and had no impact. The federal government wanted a neighborhood that was racially mixed, economically proper, and they'd like to have more money going in one neighborhood. So you can see some impact and you can save that area.
There are 1,200 houses in the 15-block neighborhood. Homeowners can get up to $15,000 for interior and exterior refurbishing. Neighborhoods in Briar Hill and near Wilson High School will be next on the list.
It'll be another month and a half now before we know what might become of Sharon Steel. The company has canceled a hearing set for tomorrow in bankruptcy court. Sharon Steel, which closed last November, was expected to reveal its new reorganization plan. The plant in Faro would reopen with about 1,400 employees. That was the plan. Well, the next hearing is now set for early April, and many of the company's 2,700 workers will lose their unemployment benefits at the end of this month. Stacia?
Well, joining us now, Business Journal publisher Andrea Wood after a successful Money Matters Live line last night.
It was a lot of fun, lots of calls.
A lot of calls,
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stacia. 100,000 shares of Ohio Bancorp stock changed hands today, a record volume as the bank holding company confirmed it faces stiff fines for allegedly violating the Bank Secrecy Act. Known as the money laundering law, the act requires Dollar Bank to report any transaction that exceeds $10,000. Speculation suggests this was not done with PharMor checks written to former PharMor president Mickey Monus or to the World Basketball League. The revelations compounded the bad news for Ohio Bancorp shareholders. On November 30th, the day it was announced the bank company was for sale, the price per share climbed to $30. Today, the day after it was announced the $250 million deal with PNC is off, the price dropped to $18. The company has announced Ohio Bancorp will defer considering the payment of quarterly dividends until after the end of each quarter. Future payments of dividends will be made only with prior regulatory approval. Ohio Bancorp now says it lost $20 million in 1992, compared to net income of $12.2 million in 1991. A reversal that adds up to the amount Dollar Bank loaned PharMor, Monus, and related parties. The Conference Board survey of consumer confidence shows faith in the economy is dropping. Troublesome to observers is the so-called expectations component of the survey. Pessimists now outnumber optimists by a fairly wide margin. Mortgage rates are dropping to surprisingly low levels. First Investment of Youngstown has a fixed 15-year rate of 6.75% plus 1.75 points. 30 years, 5% down, 7.25% plus points. Society Bank, 15 years, 5% down, 7% plus a point and a quarter. 30 years, 5% down, 7.5% plus 1.375%. Trumbull Savings and Loan, 15 years, 10% down, 7.125% plus a point. 30 years, 7.625% plus a point. So the folks offering the mortgage rates are hoping people will buy, but consumer confidence is down.
All right. Thanks, Andrea.
Well, Stacia, series If This Happens to You coming up next. We'll be right back.
Business Matters was brought to you by Lorco Business Systems. We're the people behind the products.
At Lorco, we can help plan your office environment, from equipment to furniture to complete office systems. But the most important reasons to call us are for the knowledge and experience of our people. The professionals from Lorco Business Systems make difficult decisions easy.
When you buy your office equipment at Lorco, you not only get the finest quality product, you get top-notch service and support.
Lorco Business Systems. We're the people behind the products.
Every day, the latest in TVs, appliances, audio, video, and computers are at Sun TV for less, guaranteed. Hundreds of brand new, brand name products, like this sharp 13-inch remote control color TV, just $167, or this Magnavox 19-inch remote color TV, $217, and an RCA 25-inch remote color TV with on-screen display, just $297. Sun continues its tradition in '93, bringing you the best in service, savings, and selection. Sun TV, where you know you pay less.
Can you spot the award-winning child seat in this picture? Give up? The Intrepid's child seat is built in. It's kind of like Intrepid's traction control system, anti-lock brakes, or its standard airbags for the driver and front passenger. You can't see them, but they're there when you need them. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Come, see what's growing in the garden. What's chopping? What's baking? What's popping? What's shaking? What's savory? What's saucy? What's squiggly? What's sweet? What's twirling and whirling? What's wooing and eyeing? Come, see for yourself at the Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
Across the nation, there is one murder committed every 21 minutes, one rape every 5 minutes, one car theft every 19 seconds.
Well, beginning tonight and for the rest of the week, we're going to bring you information you can use to protect yourself from being a victim of crime.
We talk with real victims and with the help of actors create their stories to help you decide what you might do if this happens to you.
I mean, I was really in shock. I really didn't know what was really happening to me. I thought it was just all a dream. Went out to eat and went out to this club. We were about to leave. This guy came on the side of the car. When he came on the side of the car, we looked over, and before I could lock my doors, the guy opened the door. Me and my other friend, we were ignoring them. So the other girl, she ignored them too a little bit. So he was like, well, don't nobody
want to talk to me? Hey, don't I know you?
Me? No, you don't know me.
Get out of the car. Oh, you don't think I'll shoot? Get out of the car! Get out of the car. Oh, you don't think I'm going to shoot? Try me. That's it.
He put the gun up to my head, and like you can feel the chrome on the gun on my head. So I sat there.
Oh, you don't think I'll shoot, do you?
I wanted to cry, but I knew if I cried that I would scare everybody else. They got me out the car and we walked up the street. He said, don't turn around. And he like pointed the gun to his light, but instead of me turning around, I walked backwards up the street to see who exactly was getting in the car.
The entire carjacking incident for the three young women lasted only a few moments. Police later recovered the car and arrested the carjacker. But the victims are still carrying with them the memories of what happened that night.
I mean, it's scary. I mean, I never thought none of this would ever happen to me.
But it is happening. Detective Mike Walsh says in January alone there were 5 reported carjackings in Youngstown. He blames the crime on crack cocaine.
The case of a carjacking or an auto robbery, you're going to have a situation where somebody's family and their loved ones or themselves have been threatened with a deadly weapon. One-on-one confrontation with somebody who's very desperate, and it becomes very serious, and we've had people murdered in these situations.
Walsh says carjackers look for unsuspecting victims. Some tips now on how not to be one.
I would say be alert. Keep your doors locked and windows up. Always be aware of where you're at.
Also beware if you find yourself involved in an accident. If you think it may have been intentional, don't take any chances.
In a situation, and we've had these happen, where they have what they call the bump and run robbery, where they bump your car to create a minor accident. If you feel that you're in danger or you're in a situation, especially life-threatening, I don't think anybody, even including the judges, would complain if you drove directly to the police station.
But if you do become a victim in a carjacking, here's the best advice.
Don't argue. Don't become vindictive. If they want your car, give them your car. There's nobody's life is worth a piece of metal. It can be replaced.
It was happening to me. Everything he took was mine.
Now, police also warn if you're going into an area to buy drugs, don't be surprised if you become a victim because you're putting yourself at risk.
Now, as far as the law is concerned, carjacking is beyond simple car theft, isn't it?
That's right. There is now a new federal carjacking law, but there are some loopholes local law enforcement don't like. It's kind of strange, for instance, if the car was made in Ohio, Lordstown, Marysville, and carjacked in Ohio, the FBI won't get involved. The car has to be made out of state and then carjacked in Ohio for them to become involved and for it to become a federal offense.
Okay. Once again, don't argue with them.
That's right.
All right. Bob Hannon coming up, Big Board Sports, in just a moment.
Dining out with the family. They didn't go where she wanted. They didn't go where he wanted. They didn't go where they wanted. They compromised and went where no one wanted. And if you think they're having fun now, wait till they see the bill. Of course, there is Ponderosa. Right now, our all-you-can-eat shrimp dinner is just $5.99. And that includes our 72-item grand buffet and Sunday bar, all for just $5.99. Ponderosa, a good idea.
Here's your chance to save like never before at Wilson's Appliance and Audio's after inventory sale. You'll save up to 33% on selected brand name appliances, TVs, VCRs, camcorders, computers, stereos, microwaves, and more. Don't miss it. This Wednesday, it's Wilson's Appliance and Audio's after inventory sale. Wilson's Appliance and Audio. We sell for less.
Wilson's Appliance and Audio.
And computers.
Over 30 years in business.
Because we sell for less.
Check out the Ohio Lottery's new Instant Monopoly game and start playing for real money. Win up to $1,000 instantly, win up to 5 times on one ticket without passing go.
Just fit in your shirt pocket, real nice.
Millions, hundreds of dollars. Most of it you can cash instantly.
If I'm rich, I want to know it quick.
Cash awards is my main goal.
Hey, what a coincidence. That's my main goal, too. Mm-hmm.
Greenwood Chevrolet answers your questions about the only price. Hi, I'm Greg Greenwood, and I want to thank all our customers for making the only price a huge success. But some questions still remain, like did we do away with the $79.97 Cavalier? Absolutely not. America's largest Cavalier inventory still has prices starting at $79.97, and that's $300 less than the competition's best advertised price. First-time buyers take $400 off that price. Get the only price only at Ohio's largest Chevy store, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Now, Eyewitness News, your 24-hour news source, continues with Bob Hannon and Big Board Sports.
Eyewitness Sports has learned that Boardman's Dave Dravecki is in the process of selling his Boardman home and moving to Colorado. Dravecki pitched in the major leagues before having his career cut short because of cancer that led to the amputation of his left arm. While in Colorado, Dravecki plans to work with pro athletes in dealing with life after their playing days. He will deal with everything from the emotional to financial adjustments that athletes must face. On to basketball now. Ohio State looks to derail Indiana's run towards an unbeaten Big Ten title when the two square off tonight in Columbus. The Hoosiers won the first meeting in a rout, but they will play tonight without starting center Alan Henderson. He has a knee injury. For the Buckeyes to win, that means the big guy in the middle, Lawrence Funderburk, must have a huge game. He can do that with Henderson out of the lineup. Buckeyes right now are 12-10. A win over the #1 team in the nation would enhance their chances of an NCAA berth.
It's going to be a tough game, and we're going to play hard. We're going to play aggressive. We're not going to let down, and hopefully we can come out and surprise people. So, I think this game really put us ahead, and I think our momentum is going from here on out.
The Buckeyes would like to make Bobby Knight this angry tonight. It was 8 years ago today when Knight let loose with his famous outburst and was ejected for throwing a chair across the court at Bloomington. He was hit with 2 technicals. The Hoosiers lost to Purdue 73-63. YSU expects to begin bringing in candidates as early as next week to be interviewed for the basketball job. We do know that Roger Lyons and Floyd Kerr have applied, but those who haven't but are expected are UCLA assistant Mark Gottfried and Slippery Rock head coach Bob Barlett. The deadline to apply is the second week of March. The Penguins would like to have a new coach by late March. For 32 minutes last night, YSU played like the team John Stroya thought he would have this year. Unfortunately, for the final 8 minutes, they played like the one that got him fired. The 96-78 loss to Cleveland State was Stroya's final one at Bigley Center. The final 2 games of the season are on the road. The Penguins gave up just too many easy buckets in transition. 6'9 center Sam Mitchell jammed home 23 points on the inside, and 5'11 guard Gravel Craig out of Farrell had 23. YSU would work so hard to get a score, then the Vikings would get an easy one. Reggie Kemp's 11 points moved him into 5th place on the all-time scoring list, yet he says he will leave Youngstown State with a career that is unfulfilled.
I was looking for maybe going over 2,000 points and things like that, because that was mainly my goal, and I really wanted to, lead the nation in scoring and try to help this team become over 500 and get a chance to play in a postseason tournament. So I think in that sense I was somewhat disappointed.
And why hasn't Kemp been able to accomplish his and the team goals? He points the finger at the team's slow style of play.
We really didn't get it up-tempo and really just get into a running, shoot kind of game this year. And like I say, it was somewhat difficult, playing in that type of system and playing in a system where, I can't put it on the floor and, take people to the basket.
With the NBA trade deadline this Thursday, rumors continue to persist that the Pistons will deal Dennis Rodman to the Clippers. Rodman, one of the league's best defensive players and top rebounders, won't come cheaply. Detroit is reportedly going to give up guard Gary Grant, played his high school ball in Kenton, and forward Loy Vaught, along with a first-round pick. A jury in Seattle today awarded former Seahawks linebacker Brian Bosworth $7 million in damages for a career-ending shoulder injury. Lloyds of London argued that Bosworth's career was cut short because of arthritis, but the jury disagreed, saying the insurance company owes Bosworth the money, and he probably needs it. Right now he's living in Texas as an unemployed actor. Wow. Came out of college, a great one, never turned out to be that way. Answer to trivia: Ohio State last beat Indiana in Columbus, 1991, 97, 95.
Okay.
His movie was...
When we come back, our weather school answer.
Giant savings, here we come. Diapers, cornflakes, yogurt is nice. All the things you use most at a very low price. Up to 25% off, plus key weekly buys. A lot of smart ways to bring your bill down to size. It takes a giant to make life simple. Giant Eagle, so simple for you.
With over 400 new Pontiacs to choose from, there's simply no reason to look anywhere else than Jim Pace Pontiac in Niles.
Over 50 new Pontiac Le Mans in stock with the 93 value leader Aero Coupe. Sale priced as low as $65.99. Choose from over 150 Grand Ams with sale prices as low as $10,699 on a brand new 93 SE Coupe.
Jim Pace Pontiac, Route 422 in Niles, Ohio.
I'm Sharon North. Mahoning Valley minorities making it in the 90s. Young, Gifted, and Black. A special 3-part series begins Monday on 33 Eyewitness News.
Mike Harshman, Mark Gervelis, Elizabeth Bernard, and Dawn Finbloom. These lawyers are from Harshman and Gervelis attorneys. They have one mission: to make sure accident and injury victims are treated fairly. Together with a team of investigators and technical experts, they'll evaluate your claim, negotiate with insurance companies and corporations, and fight to get you what you deserve. If you're injured, call the law firm with experience that pays. Harshman and Gervelis.
It's a blues thing with legendary Ruth Brown and Grammy winner Bonnie Raitt, plus Kenny Rogers on the next Arsenio.
Tuesday night at 11:30 on Channel 33.
The first weather satellite was launched in 1960. It was called Tyros 1. It wasn't until 1962 that we actually put a man into space, so we were launching weather satellites before we were launching people.
All right.
I knew that. That's Eyewitness News. We'll see you for a nightcast at 11 o'clock.
Good night.
Good night.